everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm here today to do a final flip through of my Old Mother Goose altar book junk journal. That is the one that we made obviously via my series. So if you want to check that out and you haven't checked it out, I have created a whole playlist of all of the episodes, and there's 12 episodes altogether. So if you've got kind of hours and hours to spare, then you know, feel free to check it out. So I'm bringing you this final flip through, and just before kind of I get started, when I was doing the series, I kind of mentioned a few times, you know, I wasn't quite sure how to kind of sell this journal because, I mean, I'm quite attached to it because obviously it became, you know, very special kind of to me because I had done it crafting along with you guys, and that was the first time I'd ever done a whole journal, you know, that way. And I've had quite a few people obviously say that they would, you know, they're hoping to get the journal. So what I've decided to do, rather than put it in my Etsy store, is I've put it on my eBay site. So I will start it for a one-day auction. Basically, I haven't started it yet, but I have done a draft listing of it, so it's not running just yet. But hopefully I will put it on this evening. And I will just have it running literally for one day. At the bottom of this video, you know, in the comment description box, I will put the link there to my Shabbydabbydoodah eBay page, selling page, you know, to the journal listed on the web. So hopefully then, you know, anybody who actually kind of maybe would like to get it, I feel maybe it's the fairest way to do it because they don't have to be in for the end of the auction. You know, they can, you know, kind of place a bid on it. I will obviously start it at a price that I'm happy to let it, you know, go for. If kind of it only were to get one bid, it might not get any bids, you know, in which case that's also fine. And then I would obviously just list it in my Etsy store and it can go in slower time. But otherwise it will be on my eBay shop, you know, on my eBay selling page for just one day. And, you know, and that I hope is kind of the fairest way to do it. So yeah, see below for the details of the link going to the eBay web, you know, the eBay selling page. Yeah, so haven't kind of quite really done one like that since I've been doing, you know, since I've kind of come back to my my YouTube channel. So I hope it kind of works out okay for you guys and that everybody's kind of happy with that. So getting on into the journal. So obviously, if you followed along with the series, the cover is kind of this beautiful fabric. This was taken from my daughter's dress, and it's been layered up with some lace, some other more fabric from the dress, and that's been coffee dyed. The lace has just been distress inked up. It's held closed with this elastic trim, which has been just literally glued onto the back of the journal, and then I have a fabric ruffle which is kind of covering where the elastic trim has been glued on. And we've also got this little paper kind of embellishment which I have Mod Podged there, and I've got a metal lock. I've got a couple of junk journal flowers, and then here I've got, this is actually a brooch, and there's also a key, and they just obviously pinned on, so you could take them off, and obviously this ruffle down here. So going inside the journal, we've got obviously a pocket here on the front page, and the tag here, like that. And this was the first page that we did together on the journal. It's got some crocheted lace down the bottom, and some of these fussy cut flowers, and a paper junk journal flower. Then we've got the kind of what were the blank pages in the original book. Excuse me, I just knocked the tripod. In the original book, and I have kind of left them plain except for this one, which I've just shabbily kind of painted, and then I've just glued on a flower down here. I've just distress inked that. These couple are left plain. This one's just got literally a little bit stuck on there, and that was just to cover up kind of a little title on the book, and equally the same here. And then on this page, we've just got a tuck spot formed from an envelope with, you know, some embellishments work going on it, some layering, some fussy cut flowers, the frame here, and another embellishment up here, a little flower, fabric ruffle, and that's got a tag here, which literally just slots in like that. And we made all of this together, you know, So hopefully kind of if you followed along, all of this feels, you know, very familiar. It's a bit strange doing this flip through because obviously I don't really want to bore people if they have followed along with the series, but equally we never did do a complete flip through of the journal, so it's quite nice to have a kind of recap, you know. But I don't want to kind of go really into detail of what we did because obviously that may be very boring. So here I've got one of my, I don't even really know what to kind of call these, but one of my little things that I quite like to do, a kind of fold out with the kind of vintage ephemera with the you know, transparency printed image, which has just been attached with eyelets, and we glued there a little teapot to kind of tie it in with the journal, and that just tucks into the side. And then turning the page, we've got here some fussy cut flowers, we've got some pieces of doily, and we've got some vintage kind of book from a building kind of book, and then a couple of tuck spots here. So, and some more of that crocheted lace. Down here we've got a little pull-out tag, and it's just got some decoupage napkin, this little die cut piece, and the back's plain for journaling. That just tucks in there like that. And then we've also got a little fold-out kind of flip from some coffee dyed paper that just tucks in behind here. It's a super chunky journal, how I like to make them, obviously. And on here we've got literally a fabric ruffle that's been coffee dyed, and then we've got a corner tuck spot with fussy cut flower, some of the images from the Old Mother Goose rhyme, and we've got a frame up here and a little flower, and then we've got a postcard here that just tucks in like that. And then in the side we have a pocket where we've got a large tag, which again we made this together on the series of videos. It's just some scrapbook paper, some book page, a little die cut element, a stamped frame that I fussy cut out, and some more flowers and a butterfly. And it's just held at the top with a little ribbon. And obviously the back's plain for journaling, so, and it's a huge, huge tag. I quite like doing those huge tags, I think they're fun. On this page we've just got some lace trim down the side, we've got some doily, and we've got here a booklet, if you like, which we've tied here with some string, and you just open it and obviously you've got this room here for journaling. You could obviously add some extra pages in here if you wanted by just kind of stapling to some coffee dyed paper in and just glue them kind of on here. I haven't, purely because the journal was getting so bulky, because my original intention was to do that on several of these little fold out booklets, but to be honest the journal was quite chunky and I just didn't want to kind of you know, compromise it really by doing that, but you know, you may be able to get away with it on one or two. And then on the front of this booklet we've got this little pocket formed from one of those teeny envelopes, and in there is just an acetate stamped image of a frame. It's got some layered up elements there and some more fussy cut flowers, and then we can obviously retie the string. And then I have glued this one down as a tuck spot, and behind there we've just got literally a stamped image, and that just pulls out like that, like a little tag. And then here we've got a little teacup with some macaroons and a vintage postage stamp, and here we've got some fabric which I've just distress inked up and stapled it onto this heart here. And then on the following page we've got this altered paper clip, which again is just using some of this coordinating scrapbook paper. It's got one of the roses on there and a stamped image, just literally layered up. And then we have another image from the Old Mother Goose rhyme, and when you lift that, I can't really get this all in, I'm afraid, but you've got obviously journaling space under here, and obviously you've got further journaling space here, and then here you've got a doily here and just a little pull out you know, stamped piece here which I've just distress inked up like that. And you've got some flowers here, a ticket, some more flowers, a beautiful butterfly here, and a teapot there, and some more of that crocheted trim. And then just paper clip that to hold that flap down. And then in the side pocket, there is a booklet, which again, you've got layered up elements to all coordinate beautifully with the journal. And inside, you've just got some pages there for journaling. And that's just been stapled in. Those pages have been stapled in, sorry, was what I meant to say. And then on this page, we've got this lovely flower. It's been layered up with a fabric flower. And we've got some fussy cuts, you know, of the flowers from the scrapbook page. It's more of the builder book. We've got some more lace trim up here. And we have this teeny envelope, again, forming a pocket. So you have a little pull-out tag here. That's just got some layered up elements here. And then that's also a little tuck spot where again we've just got a little acetate stamped image there. So that just slots in like that. And then on the facing page here, another image from the old Mother Goose rhyme. And this one again is a flip up kind of, you know, booklet. And again, you can obviously journal here. And you've got there a stamped image of a kind of calendar. It's obviously partially hidden. And then you've got some flowers here, some crocheted lace trim. And that is actually a tuck spot here for some of this vintage ephemera that I've copied, and I've just stuck on the little teacup. And that's all been coffee dyed and distress inked around the edges. That just goes in there. It's got a bit of soft netting at the bottom and a bow there. I'm just going to try and raise the tripod slightly. And then on the next page, we've got this envelope, which I formed a pocket. Now, did I put anything in there? Wow, I must have actually left a little bit of room in here. We have an altered paperclip up here, which I've just got some fabric that obviously matches the front cover of the book. And it's got one of my little button embellishments on there. That's just been glued down. And that's holding down this little booklet, which is kind of glued on over this envelope. So you have more room for journaling here. And then when you flip it up, obviously inside the pocket, you've got this large tag, which again has got just more of the ephemera pieces that kind of just tie it all into the journal. That just goes in there. And here there's a little bit more of that old Mother Goose rhyme. Just goes back on like that. And then here you've just got some die cut pieces, you've got some crocheted lace, a little frame, and some of the fussy cut flowers. Here you've got 2 pieces of scrapbook paper forming a kind of double corner pocket. So here you've got part of that old Mother Goose rhyme and a small pocket here, so you just have a little pull out tag there. And then here you have a larger pocket which is containing just literally some coffee dyed paper that just flips out like that. And then obviously you've got more room here, you know, if you wanted to journal on there. You've got some flowers here layered up, the word thankful, piece of doily and some fussy cut flowers up there. Bit of lace down here. And then over the page we've got here some doily, some more fussy cut flowers, some more of the crocheted lace. There's a ribbon tab here on the side. Bit more of the old Mother Goose rhyme on this piece of scrapbook paper, which is forming here a belly band. And in there you've just got a teeny tag, whoops, that just pulls out like that. And we've also got this tiny kind of journaling die cut piece there, a butterfly. And then here on this page we've got another one of those fold up pockets from the envelopes. And again, it's been decorated with scrapbook paper. It's got a stamped image on there, some of the fussy cut flowers. You've got here a fabric toadstool, which I made. Some paper flowers layered with pearl centres. You've got some more die cut flowers. And then inside here, inside the pocket, you've just got a tag that we made together. It's got a chipboard tile as the tab. It's got some crocheted lace, and then you've got some die cut elements here. And it's just plain on the back. So that's that. And then in the top here, you have another tag, which again, it's got some stamped images going on, and then some fussy cut flowers, a butterfly, and then some ribbon there for the tabs, or tab, and then you've got a flower there. That just tucks in at the top, like that. And then in the side here, there is another little booklet, again, all coordinating nicely with the journal. And inside you've just got some more bits of paper and pages. This is a copy of some vintage ephemera that I have, and it's kind of been washed out really from the coffee staining. So that's rather nice, and that's that. So that just goes in the side pocket here. And then on this page, we've just got some layered up elements, scrapbook paper, this lovely frame, another junk journal paper flower. Got a heart here with another flower stapled onto it, some crocheted lace, and then here a fabric embellishment with a butterfly on it, some die cut, fussy cut flowers, and the other part of that die cut shape. And then on this page here, we've got some layered up elements. So we've got these die cut shapes here. This is left loose kind of to move around. Obviously, if you didn't like that, you could just kind of glue that down where you wanted it. Got some more of that building book. We've got some more doily, some more die cut flowers. And then here, held shut with these macaroons, we've just got, oh, don't tell me they're glued down now. We've just got here a fold out kind of booklet for more journaling. And on that one, we've just got some lace here done at a kind of curve, which looks quite pretty. And then going over the page here, we've got another little fold out booklet, which is tied with string. So that's got more of the Mother Goose rhyme on there, and it just unties like that. We've got a teacup and some lace on the edge, and again more journaling in here. So I mean, again, I was originally thinking putting more pages in here, so you know, it may be that you could get away with doing that, you know, so you have kind of options there to kind of do extra things really. And then it obviously just ties back closed with the string like that, and then it's also forming a little pocket for another I was going to say flower, another tag with some flowers here, just all inked up. So I mean, it's all very, very grungy, very vintagey, all inked up on, you know, everything in here. So it all ties together really well. So, and obviously that's plain for journaling. And then here we've just got another piece here and some more fussy cut flowers. That tucks in there. And then on this page here, we've got this lovely printable image. I just thought that the colours went rather nicely with the journal. And so, you know, wanted to use that in here. It's just layered up on some book page and onto an envelope. I've got a teapot here, a flower, some little diamante trim, and one of my button embellishments down there. And then in the side here, I've just got some buttons which I have stitched onto just a piece of card that I have kind of made up to look kind of vintage, which I thought looked quite pretty. So that goes in there. And then here at the top, you've just got a piece of my vintage ephemera that I have photocopied. I've inked it all up. It had been coffee dyed anyway, but I've inked it around the edges, and I've just glued on a piece of the die cut pieces. So that just goes up there. So I mean, again, it all really coordinates beautifully, you know, looks really pretty together. And then in this side pocket, again, if you followed along with the series, you may remember that I was kind of winging it here and just made this little kind of held together with a brad in the corner. So you've got this laminated piece of ephemera here with a couple of layered up pieces here, and then it just kind of moves around, and you've got scrapbook paper and some pieces of coffee dyed paper here as well. So you've got more room for journaling there, and it's really nice because it just stacks together beautifully and obviously held together really nice and tidily. So I really like that. I'm going to make more of those, I think, in other journals. And then here on this side, we've got this envelope here, which has got a layered up piece on the front of it, which is, again, another little booklet. So again, more room for journaling, and it just tucks back in kind of here, like that. It's got the word inspired, you've got a little butterfly, And then opening that up, it's actually an envelope, so there is another space that I've actually left for whoever actually owns this journal to have a bit of fun filling it, rather than me taking all the fun filling it. So there's some more room there, obviously. And then these flowers are a tuck spot, where I just have literally this stamped image of this crossword piece and layered up some elements on the front of there. That just tucks up here. And then there's a butterfly and some more crocheted lace. And then on the next page, held with a paper clip, which again we altered during the process. It's just got some lace and a flower and a butterfly. And then here is one of my fabric tags. I quite like making these fabric tags. I think they're really fun. And I've just got a layered up image of Eiffel Tower, and it's got some stamping on it. It's got a ribbon tab and then a little bow. You've got a couple of flowers here and some fabric trim at the bottom. And it's obviously been stitched on the sewing machine like that. So that's held on there. You'll have to excuse all the noise. My husband's just been picking my daughter up from nursery, so they're now back and making lots of noise. She's obviously tired now and not very happy. So yes, it may get a bit noisier, I'm afraid. I apologise in advance. So on this one, I've got a fold down flip, and again it has another image from the Old Mother Goose rhyme, and it just opens out for journaling there. It's got some crocheted lace and a flower, and then here's some more of the die cut elements. It's got some more doily and a flower. And then at the top, we've just got one of those postcard stamped images and a frame stamped image and a little bit of die cut flower, fussy cut flower up here. And then here is just literally a pull out piece of cardstock that's been coffee dyed with just a bird in the corner. That just tucks back in there. This just holds back on with the paper clip, like that. And then in here, I had this weird feeling for a moment that I had actually missed a whole, you know, pocket on the side of the page, but no. We have some more of that vintage ephemera, and here this has just been coffee dyed. It's been distress inked a little bit, and we've stuck on a teapot just to kind of go with the theme of the journal. So that just tucks into this side pocket like that. And then on the final pages, so we have here another fold out kind of flip here, so more room for journaling. Again, my intention originally had been to add more pages, but I mean, as you can see, the journal is very, very chunky, so I actually didn't. It's got another piece of the Old Mother Goose rhyme on there, and then this little element here just layered up with some flower. And here it just ties up with some string. So, you know, as per my obsession with tying, we've got lots of nice bits to tie in this journal. Obviously, if you didn't like tying things, you could always cut the string off. You know, you wouldn't have to leave it on there. Here we've got some fussy cut flowers, some more of the crochet ribbon trim, another one of those beautiful butterflies. And then up here we've got some doily, a label, and then in here I've just got an acetate fold out. So again, you've got more room for kind of journaling in there. And again, you could always add more pages inside here with a staple or something. So that's that. That just tucks in here. And then on the very inside of the back cover, we have got this like a policy envelope, which I have made. It opens out, and obviously you have room in here. I don't think I filled this with anything, and it is actually very kind of what would the word be, close fitting, so you could only fit something very slim in there, so kind of paper rather than card really. But that's there, and again it has one of those printed images on some sheet music, which I just think really match really nicely with the journal. And then you just have, sorry, I shouldn't have taken this out because now I'm struggling to get it back in while I'm filming. And then I've got a postcard stamped image here and some more die cut shapes and a ticket here, and this just literally winds around there again. And then we've got some fabric ruffle down the side, a little tiny bow, and then obviously the bit of elastic here is kind of on the outside of the cover. So that's what holds the journal closed. So it's pretty chunky and yeah, come out pretty chunky. I really love this journal. I just think it's really different and really pretty. I love the colours of it, and it came out, you know, super nice, I think. Hope that you all enjoyed it. Hope you all enjoyed the series. I thank so much everyone who did watch along and make comments. That really does mean so much to me. I hope that you think that the way of listing it on eBay is kind of a, you know, fair way of doing it, and, you know, hopefully kind of it would be, you know, the best way that, you know, gives everybody a fair chance to kind of get it, really, who might want it. Obviously, you know, as I say, it may be that actually it just sits there for the day, doesn't get sold at the end of the auction, in which case it will just go onto my Etsy store, and, you know, that's obviously absolutely fine too. So if that's the case, what I will do is change the link below from my eBay listing to my Etsy shop. So if you're watching this kind of after the auction has been and run and not sold, then obviously just check below, and the Etsy, you know, my Etsy shop will be listed on there with the link there. So I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you liked having a kind of final look at the journal, because although obviously we had worked together and you've seen every single little detail of it, as I say, we hadn't actually done a complete flip through, so it's really quite nice to actually see it in its entirety, I think. So, you know, hope that you liked it, really. So thank you very much for watching. I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do next, kind of with regards to a kind of series of things. I'm just kind of giving it some thought, but I've got a kind of custom journal to work on at the moment, so it might not be for, you know, a little while, so we'll kind of see. But I'm sure that you'll all appreciate having a bit of a break and a breather from my endless videos, because I mean, obviously they were time consuming for me, but must have been very time consuming for those people watching too. So yes, thank you again for all your support and for watching the series. So thanks very much, and I hope you're having a lovely weekend. Thank you. Bye.